Why can't you be consistent? Consistency really is key, but that doesn't mean it's an easy thing to implement into your life, especially when you're used to having a schedule that's set by other people, work, school, plans with friends, etc. You may find it difficult to be consistent in your personal life at times when you're the only factor. Here are some possible reasons consistency is difficult for you. 1. Self-doubt. Doubting yourself and having negative self-talk are things that your consistency can really be affected by. Of course, it's not your fault that you may have negative and often irrational thoughts. Much of the time they're subconscious. While it isn't your fault if you have a mean voice in your head saying mean things about you, it is within your control to change it. Getting rid of self-doubt is not easy by any means, especially if you struggle with things like anxiety and depression. Doubting yourself may just be second nature to you. The next time negative thoughts come creeping in, try talking back to them, in your head or out loud. If your mind starts telling you that you're a failure, ask why. Making mistakes is a part of life. It's not pleasant to feel like you've let others or yourself down, but mistakes can also be learning opportunities if you don't let them control you. The deeper you dig into these negative thoughts, the more you'll realize that they usually don't make a lot of sense. Giving them a name may help separate yourself from them because you are not your thoughts. As you battle self-doubt, you will feel much more capable and surer of yourself. Feeling capable will help you be consistent, whereas self-doubt is likely to do the opposite. 2. Focusing on the outcome. Focusing on the outcome is another thing that can make you feel like you haven't made much progress. For example, if you're trying to be consistent with exercising and your goal is to lose 20 pounds, you won't achieve that overnight. It's entirely possible with consistency, but results take time, especially worthwhile ones. There's so much more to exercise than just looking better. It improves your confidence and overall health too. If all you focus on is losing that weight, or whatever else your goals with consistency are, you may start feeling like it's impossible, especially if you're already battling feelings of self-doubt. Instead of focusing on the outcome, focus on the progress. Say you haven't been going to the gym as much as you would like to. Well, you signed up and got the membership, didn't you? Remember how afraid you were the very first time you went to the gym? You might even still be afraid of going to a public gym. Every time you do, you're proving these negative thoughts wrong. And that can be even more important than losing weight. But when you focus on the progress and become proud of yourself, it's easier to both be consistent and achieve your goals. 3. Relying on motivation. Motivation is defined as the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. Typically, motivation comes from an outside source, like a compliment. Some days we just feel more motivated and energized than other days, making us want to clean everything we've been putting off. While motivation is good, it's not always sustainable. This is where discipline comes into play. Motivation is doing things because you want to do them, but discipline is doing things even when you don't want to do them. Or the cleaning you were randomly motivated to do one day, there wouldn't have been so much of it had you been practicing discipline. Discipline doesn't come as easy as motivation does. In fact, it doesn't really come easy at all. You're breaking old habits, such as procrastination, and forming new ones, doing the things you want to become consistent with. Discipline isn't easy at first, but within a couple of weeks, your brain will be trained to be more consistent, and it will nearly be the same as motivation. Conclusion. If you have trouble staying consistent, you're not alone. There could be a few different culprits in why you can't stay consistent. Some of these include self-doubt, focusing on the outcome rather than the process, and relying on motivation. If you notice these traits within yourself, you can change them as you become more aware of them. And as you battle these traits, you'll find that it will become much easier to stay consistent.